It was a bright Saturday morning, but inside the Wilson family home, there was no peace. The day had just begun, yet the house felt like it was already at full capacity. Mr. James Wilson, a busy accountant, was on his second cup of coffee, trying to prepare for a weekend of rest. But as soon as he sat down, his mother, Mama Wilson, shuffled into the kitchen, complaining about the lack of salt in her food. "James, your wife has forgotten how to cook properly again. This food is tasteless. And why are there so many flies in the house? Is this how we live now?" She grumbled, throwing a pointed glance at Amara, James's wife, who was trying to keep the two boys, Joe and Josh, from fighting over the last piece of bread. Amara, ever the calm presence in the house, rolled her eyes but said nothing. Instead, she went to check on the boys, who were now at the doorway arguing about who got the last toy at the market. "Mum, please, let's not do this today," Amara muttered under her breath. But before she could finish, the doorbell rang. Before anyone could react, the door swung open. Standing there with a suitcase and a large bag was Mama Amara, Amara's own mother, who was now moving in with them as well. The situation had just gone from stressful to unimaginable. "Mama, what are you doing here?" Amara asked, clearly shocked. "Amara, don't ask questions. The roof over my head collapsed. I have nowhere else to go. I can't be a burden to your brothers." "Let me stay here with you for a while," Mama Amara said, her voice calm but filled with a subtle strength. Joe and Josh ran over to greet their grandmother, but Mama Wilson wasn't pleased. "Another old woman in my house? This is madness. I've had enough. You two will make this place unbearable." And so the tension grew. It didn't take long for both mothers to begin clashing. Mama Wilson insisted on watching her Nigerian soap operas loudly, while Mama Amara sat quietly in the corner, offering quiet advice to the children about traditional customs and prayers. One afternoon, James returned home from work only to find the two women arguing over whose food was better. "My jollof rice is the best," Mama Wilson boasted. "Ah, don't listen to her, James. I make the better rice," Mama Amara interrupted. The house was filled with the sounds of voices arguing, children fighting, and a husband caught in the middle, trying to keep the peace. But peace, it seemed, was not going to come easily. Things finally came to a head one evening when Mama Wilson insisted that the boys clean the house, because as she said, children need to be taught discipline. Mama Amara, who preferred to show love through comforting and praising her grandchildren, disagreed. The boys were caught between two opposing worlds, one of strictness and another of comfort. James and Amara had spent years creating a peaceful home, but now they were drowning in the expectations of two strong-willed women. "I can't take it anymore," Amara finally shouted, slamming her hand on the table. "Why does it always have to be like this? Why do you both have to compete for everything?" James stood silently, too exhausted to speak, as the weight of the situation pressed down on him. After hours of silence, Amara sat down with James. The house was quiet for the first time in days. They needed to find a solution, or their home would crumble under the weight of expectations, culture, and family. The next day, James had a serious conversation with both mothers. He acknowledged the importance of their cultures and traditions, but he also told them that their house needed to be a place of peace for his family. Mama Amara," he said, "we respect you both, but our children are learning from us. We can't keep living like this. We need to come together, to blend our ways and respect each other's space." The two mothers sat quietly, the tension still present but lessening. Slowly, Mama Wilson nodded, and Mama Amara smiled. "You're right, James," Mama Wilson said. "Perhaps we've been too set in our ways. We should learn to share this space, not take it over." From that day, things began to settle. The mothers started respecting each other's space and routines. While they still had their moments of disagreement, they learned to find common ground. James and Amara were finally able to breathe again, seeing their home filled with love and respect. The children learned that no matter how difficult family life could get, the key was understanding, compromise, and respect for each other. In the end, the Wilson household wasn't perfect, but it was there, full of noise, laughter, and love. It was a reminder that, just like in their culture, family was a bond that could endure even the toughest challenges. Morale. In every family, there will be struggles and disagreements, especially when different generations and personalities come together. But through love, respect, and compromise, peace can be restored.